Is Fringe's John Scott alive or dead? And what do you get when you cross aloe vera, chicken cutlets, and confectioner's sugar? I'm Matt Midovich, and we're here with Fringe star Mark Valley. So Fringe is back, and it seems to be really answer-happy these days. They seem to be parceling out a little bit more information now.
Yeah, they are planning on giving some answers out. This episode, The Transformation, we're going to find out a little more about what's going on.
What more can you say about The Transformation?
I'm in it. I play Agent John Scott. Well, we're going to find out a little bit more about who he was working for and the kind of verity of his feelings toward Olivia, so it should be an interesting one to watch.
Are we going to find out definitively? Is he dead? Is he alive? Some option C?
You know, I can understand your willingness to know that. I feel the same thing myself. You know, you want to know like whether your character's alive.
Well, you keep thinking you have it
dead.
figured out,
Yeah.
but then something happens, there's a little wrinkle, someone says something they're not supposed to say or hear something they shouldn't necessarily be hearing, and it calls into question, is he a hallucination? Is he real?
You don't really know. I mean, he could be alive, he could be dead. You never really know.
Did you know going into the show that they were going to be playing this whole mystery thing with him about his existence and his livelihood?
No. But I did know that it was up in the air. And I know that the way J.J. Abrams and the rest of the crew works is they kind of had this sort of facile ability to kind of see where things are going and what's interesting and how they're going to make it a good television show. So I knew that when I was signing up that it was all going to be up in the air.
Tell me about that first episode with the clear, translucent skin. What was involved in making you look that way?
Well, I thought a lot of it was going to be done with computers, but apparently, or they're going to have some sort of dummy made, but they decided to use me instead. And it took about 6 hours of makeup or something like that, and then another 2 hours to get it off at the end. But it was basically like they had tattooed these veins on me, and they covered it with a thin layer of something like this clear aloe vera, and then there were muscles underneath that were like little chicken cutlets, these little pink chicken cutlets they put in there.
Oh, wow.
And then on the top, I think they sprinkled on some confectionered sugar. And I was ready to go, so that was about it, yeah.
In your mind, where you're coming from as an actor, is John good or is John bad?
I try not to judge it. I just sort of realize, I just go with the idea that he really believes in what he's doing. Whether what he's doing is good or bad, that's for somebody else to decide. That's how I kind of think about it.
Okay. Now, in the episode The Transformation and perhaps beyond, are we going to get any more flashbacks to John and Olivia's original past relationship?
I think in the way that things, with the information that's given out, you start to realize a little more about how they feel about each other, and you realize kind of the depth of their feelings.
How they feel about each other, or how they felt about each other?
Oh my God! How they felt.
Okay.
But when he's in her brain, it's more or less present.
Do you think he really genuinely loved her back in the day?
We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. I think so. We'll have to see.
Do you have scenes in The Transformation with anybody else outside of Anna Torv?
Actually, there's a scene with where I think there's one moment where I sort of point to my prior self, but that's something else. You'd have to look at it. So, no, I've only been in scenes with myself or Anna. That's about it.
You know, one of the big burning questions with the show is if we're ever going to get to meet William Bell. Do you know if that's on the drawing board for any time soon?
I don't know. But I do know William Shatner is available because Boston Legal isn't airing anymore. So maybe William Shatner will come out and play.
Can you imagine Shatner on Fringe?
I think it'd be a fantastic idea.
Do you have any burning questions about the show? Anything that as you watch it, as you read the scripts, that you're dying to know?
Yeah, I want to know what this pattern is. I want to know what this struggle is. I want to know who these people are that are working for the government or not the government. It's all pretty fascinating stuff.
I think the prospects for John Scott must be pretty decent because, pilot casting is starting to happen, and Lord knows your name always turns up every spring, but I haven't seen it yet, so that suggests to me that you've got a certain amount of job security at this moment.
I'd like to think that as well. I'd like to think that I had some job security, but you never really know.